All right. Just so you
But I,
know.
I won't start until it's
Yeah, I'll
12:30.
go on. I'll go on mute for now.
Okay, you can.
All right. I think we're live.
We are live. Oh my gosh. Where are
Wow.
my picks? Hey, we're
We're
the
actually
Snarky
on time.
Sisters. Yes, we're
And we're on
really.
time today. We have a
Yes.
wonderful guest, and we want to sing a little
Yay.
intro song for her.
Well, we're the Snarky Sisters, and I'm Diana.
And I'm Lisa.
Yep, that's Lisa. And here's our theme. It's the Sunday Songwriter Spotlight with the Snarky Sisters, live at noon. Yes, we are on time. Right here on our Facebook page. With our friends, we will commune because we're communists. Featuring the marvelous Jillian Matundan and some of her fabulous tunes.
Well, let's warmly greet our guest who just flew in from London, right?
Maybe Virginia.
Yeah, maybe Northern
Okay.
Virginia. We think she's very cool, and her musical talents are abundant. She can play 100 instruments.
Or more.
We welcome Jillian Matundan. Welcome, Jillian. Woohoo!
Thank you. I have to tell you
Hey.
that I was very curious how you were going to rhyme some of my names.
Well, you can blame Diana for those rhymes.
It wasn't easy, just saying. But we do have a drink, an easier to pronounce drink to get our head around. This is a Vermilion Jillian Fizz.
Ooh. And Jillian, I hate to do this to you, but I have an orange crush.
Oh, listen,
Cheers.
you're from my neck of the woods. Last night was difficult.
It was pretty sad.
It's okay. You know what? The one time I would say that, I used to actually do the brackets and the whole thing, and I always put Syracuse at the end. And the one time I didn't do it was the year we won. And so that's why I've never done it since. And so,
Oh.
but every time I think maybe we might do it this year, but that's okay. It's all right. It's all good.
Well, for those of you who don't know, and I didn't know until this morning, they're talking about a basketball game that was played last night between Syracuse
Houston.
and Houston, and Syracuse lost. And my question for Jillian is, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
What is that? It looks like a pig, Porky Pig.
Sure, that's Otto. That's his name. He's
Okay.
he's the Orangeman. He's the mascot. I mean, as far as mascots go, there are worse.
Okay, maybe yes, but my question is, isn't Orangeman? Is that
Ji-
from like Northern Ireland?
Ji-
Orangeman, the prods?
Jillian, don't engage. Don't engage. She is a not sports person.
Mascots are for everybody. I mean,
Not if it's a proddy Orangeman. Just saying,
oh,
from Ireland, or it's just an orange thing.
I think it's just an orange thing. I mean,
Okay.
Syracuse has a lot of an interesting diaspora of cultures. Irish being one of them, heavy. But I do not believe Otto and Syracuse orange come from.
Otto would be more of a German orange thing, I guess, right?
There are also many Germans in the Syracuse, as well as Polish, and there's a lot of us. I'm none of those things. So
Oh, okay.
Diana, you're overthinking Otto.
I'm too worried about being politically correct or incorrect, I guess, which is a thing, I guess.
But-
Are you from Syracuse? Just to get that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was raised in a snowball.
Yep.
Lisa's
So-
from right there.
I'm from near, not very far. Right now I'm in Ithaca. I
Mhm.
grew up in a little teeny town called Moravia,
Yeah.
which you might not have heard of, but I know I've heard of Manoa, where you grew up, because you'd hear it on the radio when we were little kids about the schools being closed.
We were never one of them. Manoa and Fayetteville, we were never one of them. But no, I know Moravia. Yeah, I'm familiar with the
Well,
area.
they have good cookies in Moravia, right? Those thin ginger cookies. What? What?
The other Moravia in Europe. That's like
Oh.
saying Georgia in the South and Georgia in Europe. Come on. So anyway, without further ado, Wait a minute. I have to ask one question. Do you remember Arturo's restaurant?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You do? I thought you were too young to remember Arturo's.
Arturo's, yeah, I remember Arturo's.
They had the best pizza.
Yeah, yeah. It's been a while, but no, I was home at the beginning of the year. Just I hadn't been in a long time, and things have changed. But some things also stay the same. There's
Something.
The nor'easter specifically, but it was fine. It was fine.
Well, girl, you missed a lot of snow this winter. Yes. Yeah, this winter. Tons and tons. Yes. Last year it snowed in May. Okay.
Lisa.
What?
Why don't you introduce Jillian?
I think it's probably a good idea. We could just sit here and talk about Syracuse all day.
Talk about home.
Yes.
Thank you, Snore. Thank you.
Oh.
Well, Julian Mctunden is an award-winning multi-instrumentalist, singer-songwriter living in Northern Virginia, not upstate New York right now. Her music and style is a blend of her favorite acoustic, rock, indie, and folk influences and inspirations. She was born and raised in New York State and fell in love with classical music when she began taking violin lessons at the age of 3, just an itty bitty kid. Wow. Jillian trained on piano, flute, and even sitar, but is self-taught on all the other instruments that she plays, including guitar, ukulele, banjo, mandolin, and string bass. Wow. And a host of other random instruments. We'll have to ask you about those.
Sure.
I saw an accordion somewhere, right?
That's real.
That's a joke.
No, I have one.
Oh, okay. She took a 15-year hiatus from writing and performing music to pursue her career in the labor movement when she rediscovered her musical muse in August of 2018. Encouraged by friends and fellow songwriters, Jillian began playing solo at local open mics in January 2019, sharing songs she had only started writing a few months before and has been on a tear ever since, winning 5 Mid-Atlantic Songwriting Awards, a silver in the first ever Songwriters of Washington COVIDeo contest, and becoming Vienna Idol Runner-up in 2019. She released her debut EP, Hangin On, in June of 2020, and plans to release more and begin work on a full-length album in 2021. Welcome, Julian Mctunden. Yay!
Woohoo!
That's a lot. In just a little period of time when you jump back in, you've done an awful lot.
Yeah, it's surprising to me too.
Yeah. So tell us, where did you produce your EP?
Right. So I actually recorded it in Albany with a friend of mine at his studio, Dark Matter Studio, with Steve Werthner. And then I produced it here with Marco Delmar out of Recording Arts in Arlington.
I heard that Delmar stamp. Yeah, we love Marco. We should have a big banner that says "We love Marco," because we do. We're big fans.
He's great to work with, and he made me sound great, so I can't complain.
Well, you sound great without any extra help, I have to say, but we know what you mean, that Marco stamp is really awesome. So what would you like to sing for us first, and maybe tell us a little bit about it before you sing it for us?
Sure. I can do, why don't I do that? You know what, I'm going to do a COVID song.
All right.
Yeah, this is one of the ones that has won an award or two. And it's about, I actually wrote this, I'd say, I was not feeling particularly creative when we went into pandemic, but then, something about seeing people greeting their loved ones through glass really resonated with me. And this song just kind of came out one morning. And so I'll try and get it so you guys can see me. But this is a song, it's called All I Can Give. So I'll try it here. And partly because, it was almost a year ago that I wrote it. Can't believe it's been a year, but here we go. I woke up this morning, I had nowhere to go, I had nowhere to be, so I just sat alone. I can't focus anymore, I barely sleep. Yeah, so that's how it was before, and we're going on 56 weeks.
is all I can give to you. This is all I can do. Will you take it as it is? 'Cause it's all I can give to you. You know where to find me. You know where I'll be. For someone who's always moving, it's still new to me. Saying hello through glass is all we're allowed. Faces on a screen is our new normal now. This is all I can give to you. This is all I can do. Will you take me as I am? 'Cause it's all I can give to you. I'm tired of these four walls. I know you are too. It's okay to be scared, you know. I'm here for you. I know what this sounds like. I really do. What I'm trying to say is I miss you. This is all I can give to you. This is all I can do. For you I'll stay away this time. For you. That's how much I love you.
Thank you.
Aw,
Yeah.
really heartfelt and lovely.
I get tired of playing that song a little bit, but it was a real snapshot in time. I don't really write songs like that often, but
Well, we
And
have
it
a
could
lot.
be, it's
Yeah.
about a lot of different things too. It's not just specifically about COVID.
yeah. There's definitely parts of it that are very specific. There's parts of it that aren't. I mean, I don't know. I think we're all getting a little thoughtful about the pandemic and what it's meant. So,
Yeah. We have a lot of nice folks watching. Rhonda Lovemore says, hey there, ladies. Hey there. She's from Ontario. So, hey, Canadians. Um, Kelly Wallen from Houston. All right,
All
Houston,
right.
we love you anyway after what happened. Hey, it looks like a family member, Lee, is watching from Fayetteville.
That's my mom.
Hey, hi there. Adele. Hey, Adele, hope you're feeling well. Jim Cullen. Hey
Oh,
there, saying Jillian. Good. Got some Tracy. Hey there, Tracy says beautiful Jillian. Jackie Washington, Kevin Murphy, Evelyn Cruz. Wonderful, very good job. Adele says beautiful. So
aw,
wonderful. Yeah, that song really does touch you. It's very, very lovely.
thanks. Appreciate that. Yeah.
So tell us about your hiatus for 15 years before jumping back into music again.
Yeah. The last song I had written, oh God, I think that was like 2003. I was living in New York City, and I had been writing, and I just was stuck. And I thought, you know what? I had actually always been in bands. I'd never been a singer-songwriter or a solo artist before. And so I think that I was like, well, I'm just not going to write anything until I have a band again. When I get a band, I'll start writing stuff again. And then life happened, and I started with the movement, and I got busy, and I started doing other things. And that was a nice convenient little lie that I told myself, like that I didn't have to do it by myself. I didn't want to do it by myself. And then I don't know, a couple years ago, I thought I'm missing something, and I started playing the guitar again, just like picking it up. I play a lot of covers. I was in a cover band in high school, and So that was always fun. It was a way for me to keep playing and singing, but I'd never really done anything. And then at some point I was like, I have all this stuff that I'd started to write and I don't know what happened to that. And
Uh-huh.
I pulled it out and I thought, still stuck, but I should finish these. And I went to, I did a songwriting retreat. I did Darrell Williams's Writing a Song That Matters retreat in 2018.
Nice.
And that was it, and I've gone ever since, but that was really the beginning of me finishing stuff that I hadn't in 15 years. I finished the 2 songs that I hadn't written in 15 years in that week. And then I just kept going. So, and all of this
Nice.
was quite a surprise. I mean, none of this was anticipated, but I just want to start writing music again, honestly.
So when you were with bands before, what kind of music were you playing?
Yeah, it was the 90s. So we were playing a lot of like Dave Matthews and Radiohead and like, Indigo Girls and Ani DeFranco if we could. That was always hard. We were playing stuff from around then.
And so were you the front man or what for those bands?
Yes and no, like unwittingly, unwanting. I think, we all actually, I was very fortunate to be with a bunch of really, really talented people who could play multiple instruments, and, we could sort of mess around and swap. And so we did that. And that was great. But yeah, I ended up singing a bunch of songs, but I actually started writing, like we would always go into like, we're going to record a demo. And then I'd be like, hey guys, I wrote something last night, and they'd be like, let's play on it. And then, they would do the same thing, but it was never really more than that.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So
So now that you're a solo artist doing this, do you also have ideas about, I know you've collaborated with some other musicians, singer-songwriters, I've seen that. Do you have sort of a bigger vision of maybe starting a bigger band for yourself here in Northern Virginia?
I would say if it happens, it happens. It's not necessarily something, well, especially now, it's hard to hard to collaborate with anyone, right? But maybe. I mean, what I do love, one of the things I do love about doing the solo thing, though, is that I can pretty much collaborate with whoever I want to, which is a great thing. I have a lot of friends that I get to bounce things off of, or they'll ask me to do something with them, and it's fun. I don't have to feel tied, which is a nice thing, but I definitely probably should be tied down at some point about some of the musical ideas I have. And, again, if I find some great people to play with, I would be more than happy to see where it goes. But, for now, I'm just kind of interested in staying creative and writing as much as I can.
Yeah, well, speaking of collaborating, I did see one of your YouTube videos. You had a really cool effect, and you weren't using the app that Diana and I have used sometimes, a cappella. You used something else.
Oh, yeah.
Were you able to play with the mandolin player? That was really lovely.
That video. Yeah. So, well, what happened was I just recorded it on like QuickTime. It was so that particular one I was asked to do another sort of live stream, but he did videos. So he pulled together like 3 hours of video, and that was the show. So I submitted that video, and it's actually somebody I met on the Kayamo cruise last year, but right before we went into pandemic. The fact that we're not on that boat still is sort of amazing, because we literally just got off the boat a week before we went into pandemic. So anyway, he does this, he's in Miami, and he does he had an open mic there, and so he asked me to play, and I sent the video, and he was like, I really like this. Do you mind if I play some mandolin on it? I was like, go for it. So he videoed himself, and then he spliced the video together, and that's how that happened. I mean, that's sort of, luckily we discovered that early in the pandemic. I've used a cappella. It can be really frustrating. But
No kidding, right, Diana?
I'm sure have you guys found anything yet to use other than like Jam Kazam or anything else like that?
Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, it hasn't worked for us yet. It's still the lag is just insurmountable.
Yeah, it's intense. There's not very many places where you can, the fact that we haven't sort of figured that out yet, but I guess that's the nature of the beast in everybody's internet. But no, the only way that I've been able to play with other people, if I'm not already potting with them, is to sort of send a video, have them send something back, throw it together, and then that's, that seems to be the way to make it work these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you like to sing another song for us?
Oh, sure. Why not?
What you got?
just looking here, because I realized one thing I realized too is that like, oh, all my stuff is sort of serious, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this one. This one is one I just wrote this fall, so it's fairly new. There's not, actually most of these, unless you have the EP, which is only 5 songs on it, most of the stuff maybe you haven't heard before. But if you've heard me, this is one that I wrote. Actually, I was up in New York when I wrote it. I was up north in the Adirondacks, and so this is one that a new one. It's called Safe.
hang on. Let me just make sure here. Why did I wait so long? What keeps me far away? It's easy to hide when you're afraid, peeking out from underneath the bed, retreating so far inside my head. I've been a refugee from this place. If I dig deep, what would I face? When I look in the mirror, what do I see? Who is looking back at me? What makes you safe? What makes you whole? Where do you go when you struggle the most? I turn into you. I'm turning into you. I tried running away from myself. I did all I could to be someone else. I didn't take up too much space. Screaming filled that tiny place. What makes you safe? What makes you whole? Where do you go when you struggle the most? I'm turning to you. You turn into me. How much time did I waste while I tried erasing you? You've hidden the darkness, waiting to come through. And when I think I've gone as far as I can go, you come back. She comes back. Makes you safe, what makes you whole? Where do you go when you struggle the most? I turned into you. I turned into me.
Yeah.
I'll play some new stuff.
Wow.
Oh, well, Diana, you just muted yourself. I saw her beginning to talk.
I know. I love that. I love that when
That was
happens.
lovely, yeah.
Makes me feel happy. So tell us about your interesting bicycle gear microphone. I knew exactly what it was when I saw it. Yes, last night you were on a live stream. and I was drooling immediately because I really want one. So tell us what makes it so special.
What makes it so special? This is an ear trumpet lab microphone. These beautiful condenser microphones that you don't have to play. You know, my guitar is completely unplugged. I can just play and sing in front of it, which is great. Some friends of mine have it. You've had them on your show. And so I was really impressed with the quality of this microphone. And then, but I really never thought I'd get one. And then I saw that they made like bike disc ones. And I thought, oh boy, I'm in trouble. Because I actually, in my copious amounts of spare time, have been an endurance cyclist before. So I thought, I need to get one of those microphones. I put my name on the list, and then it came up at the end of the winter, and I went, uh-oh, I think I'm buying one. And I bought one, but I have to tell you, worth every penny. I think it's great. And they're so great. It's a great company. They'll answer any question you have. They'll pick up the phone. They'll call you. They'll email you. So that's been great considering, but it's a lovely piece of equipment.
Does it have a name? Oh, I beat you to it, Diana. Does it have a name?
Her name is Vera.
Vera?
Vera.
It's an old name. Yeah.
What kind of plug does she have at the end? Is what I was wondering.
You mean this? Oh, the one at the bottom?
Yeah. Is it a XLR or a quarter inch or
Yep,
XLR?
it's an XLR to the copper. I'll actually just you can. There it is.
Oh, so you have to have a mixer. You can't plug it into your computer.
No, yeah, and it needs phantom power. So, in fact, when I came on earlier before the show and you couldn't hear me, it's because I didn't have my power wasn't on. Which
phantom power is a horrible thing. I think it's just yeah.
It can be a pain in the butt. But if you have a Focusrite, I guess, or a mixer, it's doable. But yeah, no, this definitely needs a little bit of power. But it's a great. Honestly, this has now become my go-to mic. It's just been. It's more than a pretty piece of equipment. It really works. And so, I think it picks up some really great things that other mics don't. So
is it made by the same company that makes the Myrtle then?
yes. So the Myrtle,
your trumpet.
Yeah.
Is it the same microphone with a different?
Yeah. So this one, a lot of them. So there's like the Arduino, the Myrtle, the whatever. This one is the God. Which one is this one? It's more like I have to look up the names, but this one is not the same one as the Myrtle. It's whatever the other one is. But they all have different attributes, right? So this one, I think this one is more crisp sound. The other one's more mellow. And for my playing and whatnot, I think I went with this one because I like the sound of it for it. But yeah, there's a whole quiz you can take on the website.
Right. Ear Trumpet Labs, if you're watching,
Yeah.
I would like a Myrtle. And I'd be happy to mention it every time I play. And Lisa wants, I'm not sure which one she wants. And next, Jillian, you're going to get the one for your bass guitar, right? Your bass violin.
Actually, I really am thinking about getting that one for the bass because I think it's called Nadine. Yeah, I've been eyeing it for a while. But you know what? I'm still paying this one off, so let's deal with this one and then we'll get that one someday. But no, yeah, it's a great. Ooh, sorry, I'm having autofocus.
Yeah.
A great microphone. I highly recommend it. And yes, ear trumpet people, please get some for the Snarky Sisters.
Well, yeah, please, Ear Trumpet Labs. And, we can't even get Snarky tuners to sponsor us.
Well, that's because we keep saying they suck. That's why. They don't like us because
they do.
Remember what? They kind of do.
Although I have like a dozen of them, so that counts for something, right?
Oh, yeah, there she goes.
Yeah, there you go. One on every instrument.
So,
That's out of its case. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so Snarky, please. We really need some of your tuners that work. So please send us some.
Yeah. No, as I look at three on my, I have the three on a stand over here, like
exactly. Well, they're easier. They're harder to lose than the little those rectangular ones. They just disappear.
Yeah.
So why don't you play us another song? And then we've got some more interesting questions for you.
Well, okay, no more product placement. So I'm gonna do a song that this is one of those first songs I wrote at the retreat that took 15 years. So this one's on the EP. This one, and there's no monkeys were harmed in the writing of this one. So, or we think.
Jumped in without looking, jumped in head first. And I used to think it all through, plan for the worst, but I didn't know how it would be. Pushed aside the fear. Sorry, my fingers just didn't work. Jumped in with both feet. Can you help me? Made a mistake. I got all caught up and now it feels too late. Can you hear me calling? I've lost my way, and it's time to admit that I can't stay. I tried my hardest to give it my best, and after all of this time, still feel like a guest. I fooled myself, and I was blind. I don't see a way. I don't need more time. Can you help me? I made a mistake. I got all caught up and now it's far too late. Can you hear me calling? I've lost my way, and it's time to admit that I can't stay when you know there's nothing left to do, little left to say, and you know in your heart you have to get out of your way. And the hardest to know is I did it to myself. When it's all said and done, I can't blame nobody else. Can you help me? Made a mistake. I got all caught up and now it's much too late. Can you hear me calling? I've lost my way, and it's time to admit that I can't stay. No. Oh,
That was great.
thank you.
No grunts at the end of songs.
Maybe.
So I have to ask you, so the name monkeypox, does that come from the short story?
No, I know everybody's. That is misleading, and you should. It was actually a working title that never changed. This was one of the ones that I'd been working on, and at that retreat that I first went to, it just came out like the second day, and it was part of the feedback that actually John Williams gave me. And she said something about a monkey, and I was like, oh, that's it. That'll be the working title. And then I just never changed it.
But it totally works though, because, the idea of, really wanting something, but you know, it's not really supposed to happen karmically or something. So I thought that you were just really super, super clever, and that was a wonderful, and now I know it just was random, girl.
Nope. Yes, you were right the first time. You were right.
So maybe that's the secret to Bob Dylan's greatness,
You're not far from the acorn on that one, just saying.
Good to know. That's excellent. So anyway, sorry, I'm spilling water all over myself. It's just the kind of day I'm having.
What kind of guitar is that? Is that a PRS or?
This is a PRS. This is the Tenare, which I actually picked up on Facebook Marketplace because somebody got rid of it. Which
wow.
And I do love me a good Maryland guitar. So I don't think it's actually made in the Maryland factory, but still. Yeah, no, it's a nice little, and I keep it in a different tuning. And I just realized that maybe I should check that. But anyway.
With your snark?
No, this one does not. It's this. Okay. It's the little guy. The little guy on this one with my snark.
Right. Do you have any favorite tunings that you use with a lot of your songs, or standard, or what?
For a long time, when I was teaching myself how to play guitar, I didn't realize that a lot of artists like Joni or Ani, Inigo, like they all use different tunings. Dar, they all use different tunings, and I was like trying to figure them out as a kid. Like, what's this? And then when I figured out these really crazy fingered versions of them, and then once I figured it out, I was like, oh, far easier. It's far easier. So one that I've been dabbling with, and part of the reason I ended up getting another guitar, mostly because I kept throwing that one out of whack, was because I was experimenting in Dadgad. Dadgad's actually a favorite, but there's another one that I've been using a lot, and that one is CGCD, which is a really interesting tuning, but it gives a great bass note, which I kind of love. But yeah, I don't have that tuning up right now.
It's not the C-sus tuning, right?
No, I think
what is that?
Got an E on the. I think I have to look at what that is again, but it's not. It's just slightly off of that. But
somebody who did we have on our show, Diana? It was a few weeks ago, who uses that tuning. But well, I have to look at our archives and see.
No, I think open tuning is becoming what I like about open tuning. I mean, this I don't want to sound, but again, because I was trained quite young in music. What I like about open tunings, it's sort of like discovering an instrument again for me, because I don't know what I'm doing, and I can I should do this song because this is a great example where I like mess around on the fretboard, and then, so like it sounds great the way it's written, but when I go and strum it, it sounds weird, and but I'm like, can never do that in that song. I'll have to do this in that song. So I mean, I think it's informing me a bit. It's helping me do different things.
You're muted. You're muted.
I was just not.
Oh no.
When did you start? You started violin at 3, and I guess that wasn't your own idea, right? And how did you, so that came first? How did you learn subsequently? Because I started guitar when I was 5, and it wasn't my idea.
It wasn't. Oh, no.
My dad said, what do you want to play? And I said, saxophone. And he said, guitar. And so that's how that happened.
Okay, those are two very different instruments. I actually did want to play the violin. Apparently, the story goes, and I don't know, it might be Mom's here. She might be lying to me, but I doubt it. The story goes, she found me when I was 3 with I had a toy ukulele, and she found it tucked under my chin because I saw Elmo on Sesame Street playing a violin, and she asked me, "Do you want to play the violin?" And I said, "Yeah," because I was a kid. I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then that was it. And I went to this place called the Metropolitan School for the Arts, which is in downtown Syracuse, and I started taking lessons and Suzuki lessons, and then before you knew it, I was training on concertos and doing all these other things, and it really was going to be it was going to be what I was going to do, and then it wasn't. I decided I want to do something different.
That's a great story.
You were a virtuoso child. You were a virtuoso child prodigy, and then you decided all of a sudden you weren't going to play violin concertos anymore. Why?
Yeah, that's kind of it in a nutshell. I don't know. I think I'm not sure. I really don't know. And it just ended up the way it did. But but I'm super thankful for that kind of training. I mean, I think it obviously, I think it comes out in the way that I play the guitar, and I think that it was a wonderful thing. And for me, music truly is a second language, and I'm really fortunate that way. But it can also, it has its moments. If you talk, well, you started playing at 5. Did you start playing guitar or classical? Oh no.
Well, when you're 5, you start learning with a plectrum, and you learn Froggy when according and all that. And then I started playing classical when I was about 7.
Yeah, right.
So,
right.
yeah.
But you learn a certain structure about music, and you learn notes, and you learn all this sort of structure. So I think so it actually goes back to the alternate tunings, because you don't have that structure anymore, and you can kind of try new things. And I think that if you've been trained at all, then you know what I mean. It's sometimes hard to break out of that.
And I think here's one of the problems for me was being trained as a classical guitarist. I can read, and I played what I read, but I had a little bit of music theory, but I really lost out, because classical guitarists don't need to know a lot about music theory, but I really would like to know more about music theory. So
I can tell you, as an orchestral student who had to learn music theory, the theory is hard. Theory is really hard.
Yeah.
And
I know, it's really hard. It makes my head explode.
Yeah, right. Like a lifetime of knowing about music theory, and I still am like, Phrygian, Dorian, what? I don't care. Just give me the chord progression. Like, give me the progression.
Right.
1, 4, 5, tonic, whatever. I can deal with all that. But like this other thing you want me to do, I don't know. It's a little too much.
Yeah, no, exactly. I feel the same way. Yeah.
But
I was going to ask you about the Suzuki Method, because Lisa, doesn't your daughter-in-law teach Suzuki Method?
Yes, she does, up in Canada, in Halifax.
Do you totally believe in it? Did it really help you? And could you go outside the box? I guess you did after learning that style.
Yeah, well, right. So Suzuki, I think it was a good way to learn, go tell it on the mountain, and all those like Mississippi hot dog things that you learn in Suzuki. My violin teacher, she only went up to book 3 with me before she moved me on to other things. So I think, but it was a really good frame for me. And I think, I can't remember very much about my early days as a violinist, because it was significantly a long time ago. But I do remember, holding the bow and figuring out, this is where this goes and how you play this, and watching somebody. I honestly think that like, that's probably part of the reason I can pick up some stuff now on the guitar, and why I picked up other instruments, because I had to learn by watching. I didn't necessarily know what those notes were. I didn't know what it meant. And so I think it was good for me. But, I get that I get how that can be boring for some people, but it's also really great. So I don't know. I learned that it worked for me. That's all that matters, right?
Yep, evidently it did. So can you play another song for us?
Yeah, sure. I will actually. So I'll do the one that since we were just talking about. I'll do again, sort of in that melodramatic vein that I have. But I promise I'll sing some happier stuff before this is over. But this is this is one that, again, I was sitting at my friend's dining table, and I was just messing around with, what does this sound like, and this song came out. So let's see. Here's a good one for that. Ignored expectations and hit the road. Nope. Hang on, let me try that again. I could bring up lyrics, but what fun is that for all of you? All right, sorry. Just went blank. Here we go. Ignored expectations and hit the road. Left me to handle all that you owed. Never look back. You never look back. It was for the best that you left. No complications, no regrets. What about me? What about me? I was worried I would be just like you, suddenly leave for something new. They say blood is thicker, but I say water. I only got water. Never wanted fists of rage. Spent so many of my days trying to hide you.
needing to hide you. As years went by, I learned how to swallow my fire and keep you down. But I never forgot you. I never forgot you. I was worried I would be just like you, with an anger too hot to subdue. Maybe blood boils thicker, but I got water. I've only got water. This isn't how it's supposed to be. Took too long for me to see. It's just a part of my story. It won't define me. You won't define me. You didn't call, you didn't write, didn't put up much of a fight. I had moved past you, I moved right past you. And there is so much that's left to say. Time ran out, now it's too late. It went unspoken, stay unspoken. While I worried I would be just like you, in the end I found out too. They say blood is thicker, but I say water. I only got water. Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
so that's one that was very different than anything else.
You know, you have like the musicianship of someone like, oops, I hope your guitar's okay.
We'll find out.
Doink. That sort of a Joni Mitchell kind of feel to me, the ease that you have with the guitar. And, you know, you have this lovely alto, and she used to have this really high soprano, but she's kind of, you know, her voice is lowered. I suspect you've been an alto all your life, right?
Yes, and no. I think it's as I start singing more, I think it's sort of growing. But yeah, I mean, I've always been sort of in the lower
Like Diana's too. She's a alto, you know, lower.
I sang tenor in college.
Yeah, no, I love tenor. The tenor is really interesting. So for those of us who are altos, no, the tenor line is actually far more interesting to sing.
Definitely. Yes.
So any chance they were like, can you sing tenor? I was like, yes, please. That would be great. I don't need to sing the same.
Definitely.
Note.
Yep.
Yeah, right. No, yes,
Yeah.
I've always been sort of an alto. So yeah.
But I really love, you know, your musicianship obviously is wonderful. And to me, it evokes a little bit of that Joni Mitchell kind of feel.
Yeah.
And then you have such a hooky kind of thing.
One
You
can
know, I really, yeah, you get wrapped up in your hook. So
that I know.
yeah, I really see great things for you. I hope that this full album that you're working on is, you know, is much fun for you to do as it will be for us to listen to. So really marvelous.
Yeah, tell us what's next. What are you going to release next? And do you, when this is all over, you're going to go play full time? Are you able to do that?
You know, no, not yet. I really like my job and I love the work that I do. And, you know, for now, it's just really great to be able to play music when I can. And so, I mean, if something happens, great. But for now, I just want to keep writing and playing. And so one of the things I thought about doing, and I might still do, is I might release an acoustic version of the EP, which, you know, because the EP is a full band sound, you know, this is how it was written. So I feel like that's a nicer thing, and maybe throw on a couple of songs here and there. But I do plan on doing a full length. So we'll see what happens. And that full length will be, you're hearing a lot of that stuff that might actually be on the full length album, but this time with other artists and musicians. So I think that's the fun part for me.
And it sounds great too. It sounds really great. Good for you. Congratulations.
So I want to embarrass Diana for a second, if you don't mind, Julian.
Please.
So Diana, tell us how many you've done, how many of your classical pieces you've performed on Facebook every single day.
I think today is day 87.
Wow.
87. Some of them are very short. Like last night's piece was very short, but that's okay. And I make fun of people who are they're classical guitarists. I haven't done it parody yet. And they sit down and they take a breath and then they play this, you know, simple little piece, but they repeat everything like 3 times. Like, you don't need to do that unless people are dancing. You know, if they're doing the gavotte, then they want to extend it. But otherwise, why do that? But anyway, that's just me being snarky, I guess.
Well, we don't need 10 verses of green sleeves, I suppose.
That's right. That's right.
So
Well, I've been mostly doing medieval, Renaissance and Baroque tunes, and I've got some surprises in the next couple weeks. Some modern, more contemporary, difficult pieces, but these are at least something to do every day.
Awesome.
And what exactly, so you do gavotte, what other types of dances do you do, Diana?
Well, most of them are, most of the pieces written in the Renaissance were gavottes and sarabands and courants and gigs, and that's mostly what composers wrote for dances and courtly dances, and that's how they got paid. Just as we play for dances, and that's how we get paid, right?
Well,
And I got my vihuela back, and I'm going to start working on that. And my lute should be coming back soon too.
Here we go. Can you hear it?
No.
Oh, sorry. That would be
That's
my
all right.
fault. Okay. Little technical issue. Sorry, guys. Let me get this fixed so we can.
Boy, you're fancy. You have 1,978 friends.
Oh, you stop. Okay, let me try this again. All right. There we go. There we go. I can hear the parrot. Okay.
Hi, it's day 86 of my classical guitar challenge. This is a gavotte by the Count Antonin Logi. And it goes something like this. Okay.
Thank you for dropping by.
Shut it. Thank you. Thank you. My mother thanks you. My father thanks you.
Oh, that's not easy to do at all.
No, so I have to practice them before I go and do it. Some more than others, but yeah.
She's been doing a different piece every single day.
No, I've
So-
been watching. It's been great. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's fun. Thanks. Well, why don't you play another song for us, Jillian?
Okay. All right. I'll play this one. This is here's a co-write I did with another singer-songwriter who you know, Kathleen Huber. And so I'll play this one.
Left, right, between. Waves crash beneath. One back, one wall. First you think, then you try not to fall. Time slipped away. Too long to wait. What could you say? Will you ever stay? Let loose time. Let go of the night. No need to fight. It's right, it's right. It's all right tonight. Baby, it's all right with me. It's all right tonight. Stay here with me. Stay right here with me. Won't you stay with me tonight? One army green and neon orange rain. Take as a sign, leave what was behind. Left, right, to this dream. It's arrived, it's mine. Let loose the tide, let go the night. No need to fight, it's right, it's right. It's all right tonight. Baby, it's all right with me. It's all right tonight. Stay here with me. Stay right here with me. Won't you be with me tonight? Don't fight the pull when gravity draws in. We'll find the center this time. You know this can be right. You know you can't deny. We're right tonight. Ooh. Let loose the tide, let go the night. No need to fight, it's right, it's right. It's all right tonight. Baby, it's all right with me. It's all right tonight. Pretend you're safe with me. Pretend we're right here with me. Won't you be with me for tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was beautiful. Did you teach yourself to play guitar? Is that what you said?
I did, yeah.
You have very nimble fingers.
That's the violin.
Ah, excellent.
I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah. Are you a good typist too? I found that I was one of the fastest typists I knew.
Yeah, right. Well, especially
Yeah.
if you learn
Yeah.
fast, right? So, yeah. Yeah, that's a cool.
I wanted to tell you some of the comments that have come in recently. You've got lots of hearts and lots of claps. Kevin Murphy, another great song, loved it. Adele Biancarli and Raquel Blechschmidt are watching. Beth Delhagen Perro,
Yeah.
Jackie Washington, Lisa Ann Wright asked your mom if that story was true, and she says, yes, it's true. And
Mom.
Lisa wrote, Elmo is inspiring. And Adele says, keep going, don't stop. Casey McGill goes, loving the show. Hi, Casey, from Tacoma, Washington. Everyone should tune into him. He does a show every day. Casey McGill, MacGill. He plays like ragtime-ish piano, and he's
And ukulele.
fabulous.
Yeah, he's
And
really great.
ukulele and horns. Yeah, watch him. His show is great. Linda Kanan Stevens says, love listening to you, Jillian.
Oh.
Raquel is so nice. Jillian has a bit of Tracy Chapman ? I wasn't going to mention that because I bet someone comes up to you every show and says that, right? Connie Chandler says, love the new song. You and Kathleen are doing great working together. And Kelly Wallen says, wait till you hear her perform Fast Car. Astonishing. And Jimmy Stewart says, beautiful. So you've got lots of fans, a lot of people watching. Everyone watching, please share and tip. There's a tip jar underneath us. Please tip just a little tiny bit. Even 50 cents is appreciated, right?
Yeah.
Even $1, even $5, or if you don't have that, $10 would do. So,
PayPal or Venmo.
if you're feeling rich, $100. That would be great. So that would be. And the noise that you're hearing is my brother's parrot Spirit, who's underneath some towels, but
still talking.
Wants to join in. Bird, like I'm gonna kill you.
You should bring the bird into the studio next time you're going. She's like, nope.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no.
Not gonna happen. Okay.
She's on the verge of being tomorrow's dinner. So just saying. You play another song for us?
Sure. I know that we're coming to the end, right? Should I?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna play the one that the title of the I can't speak now. I'm gonna play the title of the EP, the title song of the EP, which some folks like when I play. So I'm gonna do it. It's called "Hangin' On."
All right.
Yeah. Oh, I should do this. Hang on. There we go.
You say that you're stuck in this place. You say you can't see, you don't know the way. You want to believe all the lies you tell yourself. You've got the answer, but keep asking for help. What do you need to know that you don't already feel? So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna say? And what are you gonna think when it all goes away? And how will you feel when it's gone? Who are you helping by hanging on? Hanging on. Ooh. I wish you would breathe. I want you to know you deserve all you want. So learn to let go. You push so hard, you hope it all works out. Ignore all the signs and push away your doubt. If you just listen, you will hear what you already know. So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna say? What are you gonna think when it all goes away? And how will you feel when it's gone? Who are you helping by hanging on? You're waiting for someone else to make a move. You're hoping that you won't have to choose. So what will it take for you to see? All it takes is you to be free. So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna say when it's all gone? I hope that you will stop hanging on.
So
That's a hit. That's such a hit.
That's a hit with a bullet, is what that is.
oh, thanks.
Yeah. You need to. That needs to be heard by everybody. I love your gesture at the end.
Oh.
No, that's really, really good. I'm so glad you're writing. You sound great. Everything about you and everything about the act, is just so
wonderful.
good.
Wonderful.
It's
Maury,
wonderful,
we got to get her signed.
Yeah.
She's really good.
Signed real soon. Put her on the Ed Sullivan Show, for goodness sake.
Well, you can take that too much, thank you. Well, thank you for all you do to showcase other artists and songwriters. It's really, it's such an honor to be here. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. We had a great time, and thank you, Mom, for listening. Yeah.
Thanks, Mom, for a lot.
Yeah. Well, we're going to say goodbye to our guests. Thank you so much, everybody. Please, again, there's PayPal and Venmo that's right above or below us. I'm not sure where it is. But please make sure you tip, and we'll see y'all next week. And thank you again, Jillian Matundan. You were wonderful, marvelous, just marvelous.
Bye-bye. Jillian, you stay with us. Everybody else, we'll see you next Sunday. And thank you for watching. This is good.